Alrighty, so we're going to start Target D today, and Target D is all about volume. If we were in person and we had more time, I would do a lot with the base area, but we're going to kind of swoop over that, mostly because area is something you have learned before. Area I know you've done before, so that's how the size of something. And so here's some area formulas that you can use, but I'm going to show you some cheat sheets for how to avoid using them. But we're going to talk mostly about volume. So I'm going to go straight to the point with volume. And volume is the amount that a 3D dimensional space holds or takes up in units cubed. So units cubed. So if I wanted to find out how much water my water bottle held, I could find the volume of my water bottle to see how much space it'll take up, how much water can go inside. And we're going to be working with prisms and cylinders and then pyramids and cones, and we'll talk about those in a second. First things first, I want to kind of show you how to identify what shape we're going to use. So we have a couple different shapes, and so I give you these, and I'm going to show you a cheat sheet in a second that really puts all of this together nicely. But when you're deciding what shape you have, you're going to look really good and careful at the base shape. So these are three-dimensional figures, and they all are sitting up on a base. So the foundation of it is what they're sitting up. That's what's making them sit upright. So it's kind of hard to see with 3D figures, but the base of this shape, the bottom of this shape is a triangle. And prisms have two bases. They have a top and a bottom, and they're going to be the same size. They're going to be the same shape. So in a couple of examples, you will see that you can't see the bottom, and you're going to be like, oh gosh, I can't see the bottom. I don't know what this is. But the bottom is going to match the top. And so in a triangular prism, the base shape is a triangle. In a cylinder, we've seen cylinders before if you have ever had a can of soup or whatever. A cylinder has a base shape of a circle. And then a rectangular prism, you got to look at that base. A rectangular prism has a base of a rectangle. And then we will apply their volume formulas. There is a formula right here, but I give you a better one in a second. So just follow along with the shapes for right now. And then we also have pyramids and cones. Pyramids and cones are a little bit different, and they're a little bit more difficult to identify, but here's a couple things about them. First things first, with pyramids, they have a tip at the top. So they all come together to make a pointy tip. And so that's a good key factor to show that this is a pyramid and not a prism. And then also, pyramids also have a base shape. Pyramids only have a base shape on bottom. They do not have a top because their top is that tip right there. But the base shape that it lays on will give you its name. So this base shape is a triangle, so this is a triangular pyramid. This shape right here is a cone. We're pretty familiar with cones, but it's got a base shape of a circle. We've all had an ice cream cone, hopefully. And then again, here is my rectangular pyramid. That base shape is going to be a rectangle. Think of the base. Now, listen carefully. I understand that there are triangles here, but that's not the base. The base is going to be along the bottom. This is your rectangular pyramid. And pyramids, if you look at a pyramid and their volume formula versus a cones, or if you look at the pyramid and cones volume formula, 1/3 the base of the area of the base times the height, and you look at the prism, you see that this right here has the does not have 1/3. This right here does have the 1/3. So that's the difference. A pyramid and a cone is 1/3 of a prism and a cylinder. So that's an important relationship to help. Now and then we also have spheres. There's nothing special about spheres in terms of identifying it. It's kind of like a 3D ball. So once you have it, you just use this formula. But I kind of breezed really quickly through this because you have a cheat sheet that goes through all of that.